Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Geneforge 4. Well, we've been through Manola in its entirety, and all that's left now really is to go see Rawal. So let's go take a look at Rawal and see what we can learn in Eisenwood's Spire. Let's see here. Yeesh, strong creations. You enter Eisenwood's Spire. It is a Shaper keep, centuries old and well worn. It is a long series of chambers, many of them natural caverns, spiraling up into the spire. The tile floor shows the wear of countless travelers. Your mind still feels cloudy and slow, but when you enter this place you feel more calm, secure, for once, safe. That isn't surprising. Whatever one feels about the Shapers, good or bad, they are masters of security. Before the rebellion, they brought centuries of peace and prosperity. Fortresses like this one, while rough and aged, are meant to clearly communicate a message. The Shapers have been here for centuries, and they are ready to remain for centuries more. A small waiting room of sorts, it looks like. Various things there. You aren't sure why Eisenwood's Spire is left in such a seemingly rough state, but it does leave things very dark. Some of the side corridors are lost in shadow. Fortunately, they are courteous enough to provide lamps for visitors. They are on the table to the south. Oh, we can use lamps if we need to. The servile you saw just outside the entrance to the spire approaches you. Come, follow. I lead to mighty Shaper. He turns and walks quickly to the west. He doesn't bother to brush the snow off of his robe. I'll just take one and use it, just so we have a bright light, so we can more easily see. Please, follow me. There are several large creations on guard in the alcove to the south. They stand almost perfectly still, staring off into space. Even in your muddled state, you should know that they shouldn't be this tightly under control in the absence of any Shapers. And then you hear it. There is a faint hum in the air. You soon determine that the soothing sound is coming from the crystalline conduits on the floor. Ingenious. Shaper Rawal keeps his creations under control with machinery. The creations must be kept under control from somewhere. You wonder where. Crystal Workshop. You know what? We'll talk to Rawal before we go investigate anywhere. Then we will. You pass the second alcove full of creation guards. They stare off into space, lulled by the peaceful vibrations from the conduits on the floor. As you pass by, you feel something. A cold, invisible presence. It moves through quickly. It touches your mind and then recoils. It has no interest in you. The creations are of greater interest. In a moment it is gone. The thoughts in the alcove have changed. They are slowly waking up from their trance. They are also drooling, and one lets out a long, low snarl. You might have to discipline them unless you can retreat to safety. I vote discipline! Oh, didn't see that one. Okay. I didn't want to wait! Damn it. I hate when that happens. There we are. Well, that happened. I want to be careful about that. Back to exploring. This direction, eh? Okay. Up here. A pair of crystals have been left on this table. They aren't ordinary stones. They have been hollowed out and filled with charged essence. When thrown at a foe, they will explode, damaging and weakening all nearby. Another powerful weapon created by the Shapers. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I'll take a couple. Why not? Looks like there's a Guardian here, though. We'll speak with him later. Follow, see Shaper, follow. We will. We will investigate after we speak with Rawal, and there he is. At last, you reach the throne room. Shaper Rawal, member of the Shaper Council, holds court here. He is currently sitting in his throne and reading through a sheaf of reports. He occasionally looks over at the creations on guard, looking for signs of them going rogue. When he sees you at the entrance, he waves you in. You are finally here. Come in, hurry. I expect greater speed from my underlings. Very well, Rawal. Now, let us speak. You finally find Shaper Rawal. If you concentrated hard enough, you could probably have found him with your eyes closed. The power radiating off of him is palpable. He sits slouched in his throne. It is hard to see details in the shadows of his hood, but he is middle-aged. He hasn't shaved in a while, and his whiskers are patchy and dotted with gray. When you approach, he raises his hand and waves you closer. Best get the preliminaries out of the way. I am Shaper Rawal, member of the Shaper Council, one of the 7. I enlist you in my service. Prepare for my command. I want to know what I am doing here. Where did I come from? I know, but I chose not to tell you. Did I not say? You are in my service. Aid me well, and I may let you know what I do. With all due respect, I'm not going to be in your service unless I choose to be. I am no slave. Shaper Rawal nods. Excellent. The sooner I make the demonstration, the more tedious insolence I am spared. What? Shaper Rawal waves a hand. You feel as if someone has shoved a sharp pick of red-hot steel deep into your chest. Eventually you get up off the icy stone and stop gagging. You pull your clothes away from your chest and look down. There is a fleshy bump there, about an inch across. It is pulsing slightly. Then it stops and fades into your skin. In a few moments you don't feel anything unusual. The thing in your chest is nearly invisible. Rawal smirks. What have you done to me? It is called a control tool, a variety of living tool of my own invention. Instead of going into a machine, it goes into your chest. Deep inside. With a command, I can have it tear your heart open. It is there. It is a fact, and it cannot be removed. You will earn great rewards for your service to me, but there is no escape. Now we can address the next bit of business. What do you want? I have a task for you. Before I can determine how you will best serve me, I need to explore your capabilities. But first I need to see if you can use assistance in the task ahead. You were guided to Manola by a servile named Meccan. I have checked my records. Meccan has worked here capably for some years. However, she shows a bit more independence and intelligence than I prefer in my serviles. Have you noticed anything in her behavior that would make you think she is less than loyal to us? Remember that exposing rogues is a sure path to great rewards. She does act oddly sometimes. I need more time to observe her before I can judge. Rawal is silent in thought. You still seem confused. You will need a guide through the core if you were to hunt the invader. I would also like to test how you judge the quality and loyalty of creations. I will call for Meccan and have her brought to the mess hall. She is a creation. Use her as necessary. Now for the next business, your powers. What do you know of me? Where am I from? What can I do? No, I will tell you more of that when you have ended. For now, I will say this. You have been shaped. I don't know how, but the powers of the Shapers have been used to alter you extensively. But what you have gained, you have forgotten. You should be grateful. Other Shapers would destroy you. What am I capable of? I don't know. I want to find out. The more I know, the more useful you will be. Shapers would destroy me? The arts used to rework you are illegal. Very much so. My more tradition-bound fellow council members would destroy you in an instant if they knew what you are. I will conceal it, though. I will help you. Keep you safe. Why did I forget what I know? You may have been shaped poorly, or too much, too quickly. You were altered poorly, and the result was a long sleep. You are only now recovering. How can I regain my power? Some will come with time, some with training, and some... He stands and approaches you. Now let us see what we can unlock. He reaches out and touches you on the forehead. You feel yourself freeze in place. Let us search. I will see what signs I can recognize, what markers I am not surprised. The simplest forms were the forms to be implanted. As before, you remember an ability. A power that has been in you, forgotten. You can now cast the spells War Blessing and Daze. These extremely useful spells are in the Blessing Magic and Mental Magic circles. Rawal returns to his seat. Help me and I can give you so much more. Now on to the final tedious business. Your task. In time. I have other questions first. I want to know more about the Shapers on the Council. I don't spend a lot of time educating my lessons about the ways of the Shapers, but I think that information in this area might assist you, so I can spare a moment. The Shapers are ruled by the Council. There are 7 of us. Each has his or her own territory. The White Spires are mine. Once a year we gather in the Great Shaper Citadel to the south. There we evaluate laws and settle our differences. The last thing you should know about the Council, I think, is that it is useless. Who are the Council members? Me, Agent Astoria of the Miratev, young, arrogant General Alwyn of the Storm Plains, Sage Tegan of the Dara Reaches. That is all in the center of Terrestia. Then there are the more civilized members, far from the war and ignorant of its progress. Councillor Sharisa of the Nordai Coast and Councillor Nawaz of Lethia Province, and finally that withered old tiebreaker, High Councillor Shima in the Shaper Citadel itself. Those last 3 are part of the safe, quiet, complacent provinces. They are terrified blind of the war touching their perfect, pristine lands. They exist only to be manipulated. Why do you call the Council useless? When the rebellion began, they were united, strong, unafraid. How could the rebels threaten us? We are Shapers. None can match our strength. Oh, they are glorious. Then the war raged. Multitudes died. The Council realized that being a Shaper does not make the world automatically bend to your will. Now they are all afraid, and their fear makes each of them lash out in their own useless way. What is your goal? He reclines in his chair. Be safe, gain power, influence, get each council member to owe me in some way, stay safe in my mountain citadel while the maniacs below settle their differences. It is a game of madness. I have retired from it. And how does the rest of the council feel about that? They loathe me. It does not matter. I will own them all in the end. Shaper Rawal slouches in his throne, lost in thought. He is silent. You watch him, trying to tell if he is exhausted, lost in thought, or concentrating on controlling creations. You can't tell. What is it? Can I get supplies? Why, of course you can. You work for a Shaper now. You can draw upon the wealth of the Shapers. Believe me, the rebels cannot offer a fraction of what we can. He pulls a pouch of gold coins out of a pocket in his robe and hands it to you. Hopefully that will buy you what you need for your tasks. Serve the Shapers and you will receive much more. Can I get training? Indeed. Though you are not a full Shaper, I am willing to bend the rules on your behalf. I belong to the Council, after all. Speak with Sage Fefo to learn magic. Speak with Shaper Bruel to learn shaping. I have cleared the way for you. Can you tell me more about who I am? These secrets are precious, and you have not done enough to earn them. Perform more tests for me, and I will tell you what I know. What has been happening in the war? I would rather you not be distracted by that for now. If I ever send you out of the mountains on a mission, ask then. What is my task? As you are aware, recently the Foundry has been afflicted by what we have come to start calling the Presence. It is some sort of shade or spirit. When it is nearby, creations are disturbed. Frequently, they go rogue. This is disturbing to me. Not only is it very difficult for a Shaper to face losing control of creations, but the Presence is costing me considerable money and influence. He pulls a crystal out of a pocket in his robe and hands it to you. That stone glows in the presence of certain sorts of essence and magical energy. I found through good fortune that being near the presence affects it. I will also make sure that the doors into the Foundry core open for you. While I seek information on it and ways to trap it, I want you to hunt it, get close to it, examine it, destroy it if you can. This will both help me and be an excellent test of your skills. Costing you money and influence. I rule the Foundry. Our task is to take, examine, and care for creations. It has been for centuries. For this service, I am paid. When something forces us to destroy the creations in our care, it costs us, both in reputation and money. For this alone, the Presence must be destroyed. Where should I look for it? I would look in the Foundry core. The networks of tunnels in the mountains to the north. There are several entryways. The most recent disturbances have been in the eastern core. Leave Manola to the east. You will be in the promenade. Then go north. How can I destroy it? This will be a good test of your cleverness, I think. Your mind appears to be fuzzy and clouded, a side effect, I am sure, of whatever made you lose your memory. Perhaps this puzzle will help you focus your thoughts. That's all for now, thanks. Well, that was certainly an interesting little thing. Now we can look around and learn what we can here. There's a large shaping vat in the rear corner of Rawal's laboratory. Its lid is down, but not latched. It bubbles and hisses and belches out clouds of sulfurous smoke. Looks like an experiment left unattended and out of control. Getting close to the vat could be very dangerous. I imagine so. That said, let's see how close we can get. The weight of the shaping vat's lid was just barely enough to keep the bubbling mass within weighted down. When you get close to it, however, the vibrations of your footsteps disturb the delicate equilibrium. The lid flies up. The chamber fills with choking smoke. The energized essence within begins to bubble up and take form. Globules of it fly all over the room. Whoa! Creations! Okay then. Oh boy, strong creations. Very strong creations. This could be rough. Cursed? A cloud of vile gas. That doesn't sound good. Come on. Ah, king. Oh boy, there are a lot of these creations. This is getting rough. Weakened. Oh boy. Well, this is bad. Thanks for the heal. Yeah, that one's dead. The cauldron spits out an enormous globule of essence. Huge Fiora! Oh shit, that has a lot of health. This is gonna be very bad. Okay. Focus on the huge one. King, you focus on the regular Fiora. Aha! Jeez, this thing is strong, but we're doing what we can. Ah, no, not King! Stay away from King. King may be about to die. Ah! Healing pod. And I think that did nothing. Oh wow, it's actually over an area? Interesting. Ha! There we go. Okay, good. Killed them all. And they dropped gauntlets. Better than gloves, and perfect Fiora scale. Yeah, I think we can save that once we find a place to save stuff. For now, though... There. Now let's look around a bit more. No, we're not using 4 living tools on that. Okay, that done, we can look around further. Yes, we can't learn anything more from him there. There is Shaper I done, just wait now. Okay. Now let's talk to the others here. There's a Guardian in this training chamber, practicing a long, complicated series of exercises with a broadsword. Guardians are one of the 3 sects of Shapers, the others being Agents and Shapers. All 3 are generally referred to as Shapers by outsiders. The Guardians are the warriors. The Guardian turns to face you when you approach. Greetings, outsider. Shaper Rawal passed word along of this new useful minion. I am Guardian Manola. Her voice surprises you. Guardian Manola is a woman. By tradition, all agents are women and all guardians are men. This is most unusual. You were a guardian? I am. It was my goal from an early age. I showed the talent of a shaper. I was welcomed into the sect. I was trained. I did not wish to be an agent. I did not have the patience to be a shaper. I was about to leave, but Councillor Rawal saw my potential. He helped me to become a guardian. I am loyal to him for that. What do agents do? They are emissaries, wanderers, spies. When there is trouble, and there is always trouble, the first response of the council is to send an agent. Though agents are always women, I am no spy. I have no talent for diplomacy. What do shapers do? They live in their laboratories. They analyze, they study, they improve the existing creation designs. Though many Shapers are women, I do not care to spend my life at a desk. What do Guardians do? We fight! When there is war or rebellion or a problem too difficult for a lone agent to solve, the Guardians are sent to prevail. Guardians are traditionally men, almost always. I am an exception, though I had to take steps to pass the physical exams. What steps? I had the help of Shaper Rawal. Shaper Rawal can make the impossible possible for those who serve him loyally. I have said what he wants you to know. I will say no more on this subject. Right, so, steroids. Gotcha. Okay. Guardian Manola stands and faces you, though she does not remove her helmet. Her voice is deep and low. What else do you want to know? Can you train me? Shaper Rawal does not want me to give you personal lessons yet. However, I can provide you with equipment. If you have not done so yet, be sure to get the baton and the crystals. Tell me about the batons. Batons are one of the great Shaper creations. Small living creatures that spit vicious thorns with great speed and accuracy. The thorns are delicate, but they are also envenomed. There are 5 sorts of thorn batons, and each can spit a different sort of thorn. Tell me about the crystals. They can be flung at your foes. They shatter upon impact, releasing a cloud of charged essence. This will, if thrown properly, affect all nearby. Shaper weapons are truly powerful. No Guardian enters battle without a hefty pouch of crystals at his side. Why aren't you out hunting the rogues? I could kill dozens of them, hundreds. That is what Guardians do. But that would be expensive and it would reduce Rawal's influence. He is paid to look out for them, after all. Shaper Rawal is holding me back. He hopes that someone can do the agent's job to solve the problem. Like you. Alright then. Oh, that's the Thorn Baton. I don't think we really need to know this because we already know all about thorns, unless you haven't been following me all this time. In which case, why haven't you been following me? I need attention! Sorry about that. Moving on. Let's see.